Hello, my name is James Martin, and I'm currently the chairman of the Stewardship Committee at First Baptist Church in Bloomington, Illinois. As you know, COVID-19, the coronavirus, in a very short amount of time, has changed the way that the world interacts, and the church is not immune to those changes. Amid social distancing and shelter-in-place orders, many churches, just like ours, have had to close our physical doors. For the safety of our members and our guests, and in an effort to do our part to help flatten that curve, we've stopped all of our face-to-face meetings and gatherings. But that does not mean that our church has stopped operations. We have not stopped ministering to our church family, and we have not stopped thinking about how we can continue to support and serve our community, both locally and globally. In less than a week's time, First Baptist Church of Bloomington has quickly moved to a virtual form of worship, at least for the foreseeable future, using YouTube Live every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central to stream our worship service of both live and recorded elements, including instrumental music, hymns, praise songs, and special performances. We intend to follow up the live streams with a more personal opportunity to gather and share our prayer concerns with one another via the Zoom video conferencing software. But that's not all. Michelle, our Logos director, is reaching out to our Logos children and youth with weekly videos. And our Christian Education Committee is developing ways to encourage discipleship and connection in this time. Plus, Pastor Brian has been leading 5 to 10 minute devotions every night at 7 p.m., also via Zoom. Check out our website for details and links. That's fbcblm.org. Additionally, FBC is finding ways to support and care for our most vulnerable church members by organizing grocery and pharmacy trips so that our homebound members do not have to go out and risk being exposed to this dangerous, highly contagious virus. It's times like these that the church, our church, shows its real strength as a community of faith that loves its neighbors and glorifies our God. So, what about financial stewardship during this time? Many churches operate on a very thin margin and have little to no reserves to pay its bills. Most churches are still heavily dependent on gifts that are collected in an offering plate each week when people are physically sitting in pews next to each other in the sanctuary. According to the National Study of Congregations' Economic Practices, 78% of gifts are given during a worship service. Churches living on thin margins are not going to be able to operate and continue to serve during this tumultuous time if they lose 78% of their revenue during this crisis. So, what can churches like ours do to maintain giving when we're not physically in church? Our church is going to continue to be the church by providing opportunities to gather online to worship together, to pray for one another, to learn together, and to care for each other during this trying time. We're going to continue to love our neighbors and help them with their needs. Our church is going to continue to communicate with you via our website, our Facebook page, and our weekly e-link electronic newsletter. Our church board is going to call and check in on our people. We're going to do what we can, as best we can, to help everyone still feel connected while we are physically apart from one another. As you know, this crisis has financially impacted many individuals and businesses. Unfortunately, you may be one of them. As a church board, we have decided to do our best to continue paying all of our paid staff, including our hourly workers, so that those that count on the church for their income and their livelihood can have that financial stress lessened and they can feel taken care of and supported. In order to have the means to continue our ministries in this difficult time and, frankly, to be able to pay our bills, I'm asking you for your help. Please, if you are able, I ask you to honor your financial commitments made during this past fall stewardship campaign. Or, if you didn't make a pledge then, we'd certainly appreciate your financial support now. You can either mail your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly checks directly to the church. You should know we're currently making plans to make sure that these offerings are collected, they're counted, and deposited in a timely manner. Or consider contributing through our current online giving platform by going to our church website, again, fbcblm.org, and clicking on the orange Give Online tab, which you'll find near the top of each page. You can either contribute through credit card or direct bank account withdrawals. Please note, though, there is a service charge for using this service. In addition to your normal giving, especially if you have the financial means to do so, please consider an additional gift to help those within our church who may be financially impacted as a direct result of this pandemic by making an extra donation to our fellowship fund. To those of you who may have lost a job or are struggling financially right now, we want you to know that we're here for you. So please reach out directly to the church office for assistance. In order for the church to make it through these uncertain times, and for the church to continue to support people during this crisis, we need to remember that we're all in this together. Thank you in advance for your prayerful and your financial support.